بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
On the fact that they have knowledge, and their knowledge is not a natural a knowledge that you get from natural or what the common ways of getting knowledge, because we said that the common ways are deficient. They don't ensure that you have enough knowledge to be able to perform that role of imama, and therefore their knowledge has to have some source with the divine. It has to be a certain form of ilm laduni, though we said that the least we can say is that knowledge is restricted to the knowledge of the deen.
When we say that this knowledge of the guides, okay, the awliya, the prophets, the imams, this is not tutored knowledge or knowledge that they've received from standard means. The question comes up that like, are we calling it Ilmul Ghayb, like some sort of Ghayb involved over here?
Can you explain what we mean by Ghayb?
Okay,
it's a bit of a
again
weird.
We said, right, we have to explain terminology.
Exactly,
we mentioned that. Okay, Ghayb in the Quran is used in opposition to Shahada. There's the Ghayb and the Shahada. Shahada is which is visible, apparent, which is apparent. Yeah. Okay, and then there's Ghayb, which is hidden. Now this can be two forms. Okay, there is a relative hidden or relative Ghayb, which is something that basically I can see behind you, but I can't see behind myself, and you can't see behind yourself. So there's something which is shahada for me, and there's Ghayb for you, right? Okay. Similarly, I don't know what's in your house, you don't know what's in my house. That's Ghayb as well. There's one level of relative Ghayb, and then we can go beyond that and things which are beyond this material realm. Okay. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala in itself is also Ghayb. He's al-batin. Okay. The sifat say that he is al-zahir and he is al-batin. He's al-batin. He's not visible to us. Okay. In one sense. Okay. So he's also Ghayb. His angels are Ghayb, for example. The heaven and hell right now are Ghayb, right? We can't see these things. So these are all Ghayb. So now the question is, does anyone other than Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala have knowledge of what's hidden? Hidden in this regard?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
No.
We
just said the imams do have some amount of knowledge.
The Quran clearly says, وَإِنْدَهُ مَفَاتِحُ الْغَيْبِ لَا يَعْلَمُهَا إِلَّا هُ. In another place, the Quran says, قُلْ لَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ الْغَيْبَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. So there is no one other than Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has knowledge of the Ghayb. But what happens is, He gives this knowledge to individuals. Okay. Now, when you come and say that does this specific individual have Ilmul Ghayb, it could sound like, wait, he has knowledge of the unseen? Like, wait, how can he have knowledge of the unseen? Because if he has knowledge of the unseen, then what does Allah reveal? What does Allah give to someone? What does Allah inspire someone with? So technically, he doesn't have something, and then Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala gives it to the individual. Okay? Now, when you look at the Quran, وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَىٰ أُمِّ مُوسَىٰ أَنْ أَرْضِعِيهِ فَإِذَا خِفْتِ عَلَيْهِ فَأَلْقِيهِ فِي الْيَمِّ وَلَا تَخَافِي وَلَا تَحْزَنِي. Okay? So, the mother of Prophet Musa alayhi salam, okay, it is inspired, there's a sort of wahy over here to her, okay, that she should feed Musa, and if she feels scared, when she feels scared about him, she should not feel scared, she should not feel worried, she should put him in the river, and Musa will return to her, and وَجَعِلُوهُ مِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. He will be made one of the prophets as well. So it's not just a feeling that she has that, I'm feeling scared, I should just give her away. Because you can't have such a detailed.
Yeah, this is a very detailed feeling.
Yeah, and then she it's a sort of like guess, that if I just let Musa go away because it's in the way of Allah, then maybe he'll become a prophet. Like, you don't make such guesses, right? It's a wild guess.
Interestingly, this last part is something in رَادُّهُ إِلَيْكَ وَجَعِلُوهُ مِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. Literally, that means that the mother of Prophet Musa knew from before. Yeah, that he will become a prophet.
So it's been done wahi to her. Now we can talk about this wahi. What form of wahi is it? But the Quran over here is sufficed with this, and it said that it's revealed to the mother of Musa. Okay. Again, let's go on further. فَأَرْسَلْنَا إِلَيْهَا. So we're talking about Maryam. فَأَرْسَلْنَا إِلَيْهَا رُوحَنَا فَتَمَثَّلَ لَهَا بَشَرًا سَوِيًّا. And then it goes on and says, قَالَ إِنَّمَا أَنَا رَسُولٌ رَبِّكِ لِأَهَبَ لَكِ غُلَامًا زَكِيًّا. So this angel transpires in front of her. Okay, and he gives her news of her eventually expecting a baby, and who this baby would be, how he would be named, and what he would do, and so on and so forth. So again, there's something that Maryam didn't know, and she was informed about this.
She was given that information, yeah.
Okay. And then we can keep going on. So the wife of Prophet Ibrahim, وَامْرَأَتُهُ قَائِمَةٌ فَضَحِكَتْ فَبَشَّرْنَاهَا بِإِسْحَاقٍ وَمِنْ وَرَاءِ إِسْحَاقَ يَعْقُوبَ. Okay. So again, Prophet Ibrahim is there, the angels come, okay, in whatever form that they've come. Okay. But this is something that the Prophet Ibrahim and the wife of Prophet Ibrahim didn't know in the apparent understanding that we have. Okay, they didn't know of something, and then the angels came and then they informed her and him. So they informed Prophet Ibrahim, and the wife was also there, and she learned of what's going to happen. She questioned, and then there was a dialogue between the angels and the wife of Prophet Ibrahim.
And she got information about Ishaq coming and Yaqub coming after that.
Yeah. Okay. Again, فَوَجَدَ عَبْدًا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا أَتَيْنَاهُ رَحْمَةً مِنْ عِنْدِنَا وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. So this is again Hazrat Khidr, whether he's a prophet or no. What's important over here, if you notice, فَوَجَدَ عَبْدًا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا. Allah is not saying that he was a prophet or he was a Rasul or a Nabi, and because they were a Nabi or a Rasul, we gave them. In fact, in all these verses that we've brought over here, these are individuals who are not prophets. Okay? But Allah has given to them of something that is hidden, that is unknown to others. It was unknown to them as well, and then it's given to them. Okay? So Khidr as well, we know of the story of how the communication and the story that transpires between Hazrat Khidr and Prophet Musa, and he had knowledge of the unseen. He had some form of knowledge of the unseen.
Interestingly, the word used here is min ladunna ilma, and when we say
that's exactly where the term ilm al-ladunni has come from.
Yeah.
Okay. Prophet Isa again, وَأُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِمَا تَأْكُلُونَ وَمَا تَدَّخِرُونَ فِي بُيُوتِكُمْ. So Prophet Isa is at this position where he has this sort of you can again Ilmul Ghayb, okay, Ilm al-ladunni, Ilmul Ghayb, where he can tell you what you've eaten, he can tell you what's in your house, what's stored in your house, without really you having told him. So he knows from the Ghayb. This is that relative Ghayb that we mentioned. He knows of what you're doing. Prophet Sulaiman and Dawood, وَوَرِثَ سُلَيْمَانُ دَاوُودَ وَقَالَ يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ عُلِّمْنَا مَنْطِقَ الطَّيْرِ. So this is now a much higher form of Ghayb, or knowledge, this supernatural knowledge, if you want to call it, okay, where they've been taught the language of the birds, right? And then so on and so forth. Now the Quran itself also is a form of Ghayb, right? Because there's knowledge in the Quran, there's something that the people didn't have, something that the Prophet also didn't have.
And it's not to do with this material world.
Yeah. And then this comes to the Prophet, and then there's different, the Quran itself, and then the Quran constantly reminds the Prophet as well that, look, these were things that you weren't aware of, and we're reminding you, we're telling you these things, right? So for example, the story of Prophet Yusuf, the Quran says, نَحْنُ نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ أَحْسَنَ الْقَصَصِ. And then it says, وَإِن كُنْتَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ لَمِنَ الْغَافِلِينَ. So you weren't aware of this. We're telling you this. Again, وَكَذَلِكَ نُرِي إِبْرَاهِيمَ مَلَكُوتَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. So this is some special dominion, some special realm, okay, where Prophet Ibrahim was shown something of this immaterial realm, right, of the Ghayb. And we can keep going on, like there's quite a few verses over here. Yeah. But what's the idea? The idea is that, look, yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in one place that He has and He's the only being, right, that has the knowledge of the Ghayb.
Yeah. And then we find a multitude of verses that say that no, other people do have that knowledge.
Yeah. So this is just to make it clear that, look, if anyone has knowledge of the Ghayb, this is not from themselves. No one is in this position to have knowledge of the Ghayb on their own. We're all antumul fuqara ilallah. We're all faqir towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? And Allah can give of this knowledge to whoever He wills. There's no impossibility, there's no intellectual impossibility in this. If Allah wills, He can give it to whoever He wills. Right?
And it's quite clear. Allah. So basically, when Allah is saying, nobody has the ilm of Ghayb, looking at it from the context of all these other verses, He's clearly saying that independently, I am the one who knows the Ghayb. None of you know the Ghayb independently.
And in fact, there's no harm in saying He can take it away from someone if He wants it. He can give it to whoever He wants. Okay, but there are individuals that He's given to, right? Okay. Now this. Okay. So now we've looked at how the Quran speaks about the prophets, and not just the prophets. We said individuals themselves, like simple individuals who are not prophets, but they're at some level of piety. From all these verses that we've gone through, we know that these were individuals who were at a level of piety, at a level of special iman, which is why they were capable of receiving this knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Now question, do the Imams also have this? Again, we've already established this. Just very quickly from the Quran. وَيَقُولُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَسْتَ مُرْسَلًا قُلْ كَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا بَيْنِي وَبَيْنَكُمْ وَمَنْ عِنْدَهُ عِلْمُ الْكِتَابِ. Yeah. So there is someone who bears witness to the honesty, to the truthfulness of the Prophet. Okay, there's one who's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and there's one the Quran emphasizes, وَمَنْ عِنْدَهُ عِلْمُ الْكِتَابِ. There is someone out there who has ilmul kitab. Okay, and he verifies to the Holy Prophet. Okay. And now again, when we go into the traditions, under this verse itself, we're told clearly that these are the Ahlulbayt. Basically, this is Amir al-Mu'mineen mainly, primarily. This is Amir al-Mu'mineen who has Ilm al-Kitab.